Spoken to the building inspector and the consulting village engineer. They're waiving anything that they possibly can to try to help move this through and get started right away. They told me they'll let me know if they need any documentation from my office or from the town of Rye for paper keeping on their ends in case the DEC or Army Corps goes to them so that everything is in order. Regarding bids, we received 7 bids. One has been disqualified due to the fact that there is insufficient paperwork provided back to us.
Which one is that?
That is ELQ Industries Incorporated. We sent out a bid package that had first a bid form with a breakdown of the scope of work as well as a reference sheet and some additional forms. They only filled out the bid form, so it was specifically stated in the advertisement and in the invitation to bid that all forms would have to be completed and returned. We had so the 6 remaining, they ranged from $26,900 to $148,825. We've narrowed the candidates down to 4, ranging from $26,900 to $47,000. We feel that these are all pretty much in line. Obviously, we have varying numbers for different aspects of the project, depending on how the contractors are going to attack each particular piece of the scope. Right now, Tom Nardi is awaiting callbacks and email responses regarding reference checking to confirm that these contractors have done work like this, that they know how to do it, they can do it in a timely fashion, that they're capable, they have the manpower and the machinery. The next step after the reference check completion is to verify that the contractors have full understanding of the scope and that all work can be completed within the bid figure. That's as simple as me having a conference call and stating, this is your number, you've read through the scope, can you stand by your number now? Permitting is going to take at least 1 more month with the DEC and the Army Corps of Engineers. That's why we didn't want to rush making a selection this evening, and we request that we take the 1 month for us to finish the background checks within the next week. The following week after that, I'll be contacting each of the 4 final candidates.
Terrific. And you come back to us with a recommendation in a month's time? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Next month. And to finish quickly, now answer any questions, the timeline for the April 2010 Board of Trustees meeting, we'd like to have a contractor approved by this board. In May, we will approve the final contract and then commence construction on July 5th, the day we come back from the 4th of July weekend, and that would put us at an approximate completion date of September 2nd.
Perfect.
So that we'd be buttoned up nice and clean before winter hits.
Excellent. Do we get any money for this? Grant monies or not? No, this is all us. Okay.
Yeah, this is all us.
Now, this is capital expenditure, correct?
Yeah, it's a capital repair.
Right, so therefore we should have a separate budget for it and all that.
Well, we put, don't hold me to the number, but we put a substantial amount of money in the operating budget for this because we anticipated it.
All right. But I'm just wondering, well, we could borrow if we wanted and all that against this, right?
Make a bond for it.
All right. Good. Any questions from the board?
I have a question.
Please.
It seems like the last proposal here, 148, was an outlier. Did anybody sit down and talk to them to see what their understanding of the project was, to see if they saw something that some of the other vendors did not see?
I spoke to him briefly. There was the last segment which had to do with some minor things as far as removal of inorganic material, removal of the silk curtain, things of that nature. But there was one part which was the dewatering of the rehabilitation area. This company is a large company from Brooklyn, and they designed an entire coffer dam. So when you actually look at that one segment, we have 6,000, 2,500, 8,000, and then their scope for that one part was 52,000, which is higher than most of the other total projects. Mm-hmm. And in my experience, I don't want to talk for them, but in my experience, sometimes a larger company from farther away will bid at their certain number that makes it justifiable for them to come up to Westchester and actually do the work compared to,
I'm just wondering if they saw a different problem that needed to be fixed or a different way.
No, they were present at the pre-bid walkthrough. Everyone asked questions in front of each other. I made the presentation. I fielded all questions at that time. And from my understanding, it was really that they went with a full throttle coffer dam where the other companies are going to use low tide to their advantage.
Tell us what a Crawford dam is, what the word is you're using.
Coffer Dam is, the vertical sheathing that you see on, at the waterfront in Portchester. If you're in the water, you're looking back at land. Really what you do is you pile that into the ground, and then you put pumps below, and you pump the water out so that you have a continuous dry area to work in. So right there, that's time, that's money to put that in where the other companies, the other contractors are going to do localized work. During low tides, they'll set up temporary, dam and barrier type situations and use pumps to pump out when they're doing the first row or two of stonework. So Coffer Dam really, what it does is it just gives you a 100% dry location for, the whole time that the project's going on.
Wonderful. Any other questions from the board?
Great.
Thank you so much for your presentation,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Smith. Thank you, Mr. Nardi.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Noto, we're going to,
Yeah, I understand we did contract negotiations with Vision, so you want to, Vision wants to...
do I need to get a motion to go into
Yes.
executive, get a motion to go into executive session?
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss specific contract negotiations with Vision Appraisal.
Second?
Second.
Well, fine.
Okay.
I think we stay a brief executive session.
Brief executive session.
Still filling Medicaid for the day.
Okay.
No, I understand what you Only Michelle did.
This is.
No, you were supposed to have one.
I did, only I
We had to revise the
I didn't,
agenda.
no, I didn't know
The
that.
order because of...
Okay, we're ready? Sorry, we're back from executive session. Thank you very much. Okay, so Hope, I don't know if I revised the agenda or not, but I
Okay,
have
well, now we're
the-
just doing the same.
IMA employee assistance.
No, this is the proposal next.
Okay, we'll award the bid proposal.
Okay.
Mr. Nowotnik.
Hi there.
Hi.
Okay, this is the long-awaited IMA agreement for the Employee Assistance Program. You'll remember we brought this to you way back in 2009. The county has been kind of dragging its feet. They consolidated all of the communities in Westchester County over that time period. Rye Brook just passed this at their last meeting last month. Portchester passed it at their last meeting last month. And I know the council was in favor of this. In essence, what it is a independently run employee assistance program. It helps employees that are having difficulty of any type of description, be it marital problems, be it financial problems, be it drug-related problems or alcohol-related problems, even criminal problems. They don't take care of them for them, but what they do is it's a referral service. So you consider this as a referral clearinghouse, and they will be able to take whatever employee might be referred there, and at that particular point help them find help. So that's the guts of it. The cost of the program is about $1,100. It's $35 per employee for the first year. Then it rises $40 per employee the second year, and $45 per employee in the third year. So it's a relatively nominal cost, and I think that's what the board felt way back when, was that this was a great benefit to have. It would cost the town relatively little money, yet if we had employees that were in difficulty, we'd be able to help them.
Yep, I think Councilman Mancini, this is something you've been pushing for a long time. I'm glad we finally got it. Can I get a motion to approve? Any questions, comments first? Sorry. No? Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Gilfarb.
Aye.
Mendocino.
Aye.
Naoris.
Aye.
Villanova.
Yes.
Carbon.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we not doing the data conversion one?
Are we going to do the
Right.
data conversion?
Mhm.
Yep.
This is the grant. I don't know if you want to get up and explain it, Greg, the grant that we received for the data conversion
Yeah,
of the
please.
records. the minutes, and we got proposals, and we're requesting that you approve the one for IMA. It's for imaging and microfilm access. We called the references, and also Linda Bull, who's the regional advisor officer for Sarah Grants, and she highly recommended this company. So if we could have this passed tonight, because it has to be completed by June 30th.
Any questions, comments?
The monies that are left in the grant, are those lost, or can
No,
they
we'll be using
applied?
that to apply it to additional
We're gonna apply
minute
it to
books and other...
Very good. So
right.
we still get the option, or the privilege of using the entire grant monies. Just a portion of it will be going to IMA.
Right, and then we'll have them do additional work for us as far as the Rye Town Park minutes that were from before, like older minutes that we'd like to get on, to be converted.
Understood. I'd like to make a motion that we accept this resolution and award a contract to Imaging and Microfilm Access for $3,358.55.
Second.
Gelfard? Mendocino?
Aye.
Nyores?
Aye.
Villanova?
Yes.
Carbon?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, here's what people are going to like. Mandatory relief property tax cap.
Who initiated this? Like, did the villages ask us to put this together? I just don't understand why we're doing this. Oh, and Bishop may have any insight.
I don't know.
Association of Towns.
It
It was
actually
from the
came from the Association of Towns. It is part of an effort where the Association of Towns is asking all of the communities to support the concept of a tax cap in Albany.
That's not the way I'm reading it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's accurate either. I think what they're saying is, excuse me, if I may,
Yes.
that a tax cap is okay, but will only work if there's mandate relief. And then what they're suggesting is that by passing this resolution, that the state legislature will understand that mandate relief, meaning pension costs, health insurance costs, collective bargaining, etc., have to be reformed in order to make a property tax cap work.
Okay.
That's really what the Association of Towns is saying.
Well, I think that it should include, just even listening to Marty's presentation this evening, Medicaid is the number one issue, and it's not even mentioned in here.
That's because that doesn't affect us, it's a county issue. In other words, the counties pay the Medicaid, not the towns. But it affects the taxpayers.
But this is it says it's all the stuff that's affecting the state mandates.
That affect towns.
This is
But it doesn't say that, it says it affects our government.
This is a generic resolution that the Association of Towns has sent to every member in the state, asking them to adopt.
I think we should ask Portchester and Rybrook what they're adopting and
Like, you don't have to
revise
adopt this, I'm just saying.
No, we just put it in a
Association of Towns,
resolution
you know,
form.
you-
You could save it for discussion.
Yeah, you can amend it, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Councilwoman Mendocino that if the information on this resolution doesn't benefit the town of Rye or the town of Rye taxpayers, we should alter it to make it more effective and more representative of our community.
Yeah, do we have to do it this month?
No.
No.
All right, let's take it off. 'Cause I want to see some, I hate these
You could table
resolutions where we're willy-nilly, I remember, you keep watching, they want to, make resolutions about Indian Point and all that, and they've got nothing to do with anything,
I don't know.
This is sort of just like, I'm against taxes. I want to go on the record saying I'm against taxes. So, we'll delay, I think there's a consensus here to delay it.
And this is really not so in favor of a
No,
tax cap.
exactly right.
Exactly opposite.
Ultimately, do we need to,
You could just say,
do we need to table this?
no, you know
No.
what, just don't act on it, we can rewrite it for the next meeting.
Very
Just
good.
say you're for a tax cap, period.
Crawford Park Security, and I'm not even for tax cap, but I'm not even convinced tax cap is sort of weak. It's sort of the easy way.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, first.
All right. We didn't put this on as a resolution necessarily, but what we wanted to do is expose the board to this because it is a substantial amount of money. It's in excess of $10,000. But the concept is an extremely good one. And this kind of came as an outshoot, if you will, from all the various discussions we've had relating to Crawford Park policy and the use of the park and some of the issues that we have in the
Are we
park.
going to be videotaping the parties?
No. No. There are no cameras in the main rooms. But, for example, we would have 3 or 4 cameras that would be mounted on the mansion with varying views so that we would be able to protect the mansion in terms of visibly seeing it. At the same time, we would also have 1 or 2 cameras that would be attached to the pavilion so that we would also be able to watch the pavilion. And I think 1 or 2 of these cameras, if you look into the pictures there's one that's mounted on a pole that would pan, tilt, and zoom and be able to actually see the fields, see the traffic, for example, along the roadways. And all of this could be, if you wanted to, put on the internet and just
So
have
are
available.
we voting on this, or you just...
No. At the moment, we just wanted to kind of share this with you so you understood what it was.
Perfect.
And the views, what the vendor did in this particular case, the vendor tried to show you how these cameras, what these cameras would show you.
Beautiful.
All right, so it was a fairly thorough proposal. We think it's a reasonable cost. We would, for example, go out to bid if you wanted to go out to bid and see what this would truly produce in terms of pricing.
I think it makes sense to move forward with the security camera in Crawford Park, so, yes, I like the idea.
You like the idea?
Yep.
I agree. Just given what we spent here with regards to cameras for this building, and for the most part the amount
Right.
or the usability, this seems to be far greater and at a lower rate. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to make the park and the operations that much better. So.
Well, it enhances the security. Yes.
Where would the central stations be that would have, real-time observation? Would they be in the Rybrook Police Force?
Well, no, it's not so much that it's central station per se. There would be a server that would be based in the mansion itself that all the cameras would feed to, but there would also be an internet connection there. And, this is just a concept of a webcam, and you could literally port this out to the web, give the public a website. So, for example, I know your daughter plays soccer. If she's practicing up at Crawford Park, you could look it up and just see, gee, looks like there's not too much traffic. Maybe I'll take a ride up.
I thought this was more in the nature of a security.
Well, it is, but I think there's a total of 8 cameras here. 6 of the cameras are physically mounted to the buildings and focused on the buildings themselves from various corners. There is 1 camera that is out literally on a post. We would install an actual, like a lamp post or what have you, and that camera has the ability to do 360. That camera would have the ability also to be able to see at night, i.e. infrared, and provide that kind of security.
Well, my only question is, security implies that someone can act if something is seen. Is there a police station?
Well, the police could monitor it. I mean, our feeling here is that we could, and we haven't quite gone that far, but we could, for example, tie it in with the Rybrook Police. I don't know, if they want that, but we would give the Rybrook Police access. They would have password access, and they'd be able to look it up.
Well, I mean, ultimately, if there was any kind of wrongdoing, now one thing that we've experienced, and Mr. DeLeo is here, he may want to speak about this, but one thing that we've experienced are people illegally dumping garbage in the dumpsters that are there. And these people have yet to be caught. Okay, the dumpsters automatically, they get